everybody. Welcome live stream viewers and welcome replay viewers. Today, I'm sorry, I'm getting a whole bunch of messages here. Hey, friend. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. I see you, friend. Thank you. Hey, y'all. I'm super excited today. Let me see if I can make my head a little bit bigger. There we go. I'm super excited today. First of all, happy Native American Heritage Month. I'd like to take the time to acknowledge that Pueblo and all of Colorado is in unsucceeded Ute territory. So is Utah. Hence the name Utah. It's named after the Utes. And also parts of Arizona. If you're interested in becoming a better community member with the Ute folks, come to the library. We have books, movies, all other sorts of resources that will help you learn about the Ute. And if you really want to be a good neighbor, check out the Southern Ute website. Let me see if I can share my screen really quickly. Hold on a second, friends. I'm in a new location today too, so I'm always having to learn how to do new things on the sly here. Let me see if I can do this real quick. I might have to share my screen in a second. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me see. Let me see here. Oh, let me just put I'm gonna put their website in the comment section so you can go and check out their website. Because honey, y'all, they have a whole Montessori school. I know that's right. They got Montessori school. I saw pictures of them babies snowboarding. They have a resort and everything. Anywho, wait, that was not what I wanted to do. Where's my comment section? Here we go. Let me put it in the comment section because then that means it goes everywhere. Hold on. Let me do it one more time and then I will tell you about our special guests. Hold on a second, y'all. Here we go. I'm going to add you to the stage, and then I'll add you into the group. I see you there. Special guests. Let me put this in here real quick. Boom. All right. Yeah. Huh. Okay, I see all this. I'm sorry, I'm looking at something. One of my other places, it's not getting streamed to. I don't know why it got deleted. I didn't delete it. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, so anywho, where was I? I was sharing the Southern Ute website. And I was telling you, yeah, so if you check out the Southern Ute website, they have all types of ways for you to get involved and be in community with our Ute neighbors. And actually, book clubs like this are a really good place for you to start. There's so many studies that show that when you read stories, it can help you develop empathy for people you've never even met before. And we do have special guests today. It is the Rawlings Mystery Book Club. Yay. Thank you guys for coming. Now let me see. Hold on a second because I can't find y'all to add you. I'm sorry, Kathy. Let me see where you are. Hang on, people. There you go. But I can't find you, Kathy. I see you. You're in the studio. Let me see. Move to stage. I can't find you, Kathy. I'm going to drop the link in the comment section, and maybe that can help y'all get here too. Oh yeah, okay. She's telling me she can't get the mic to work. That's okay, friend. That's okay. We're gonna keep it rolling. I'm gonna put the link in the comment section there. It's coming to you right now. And I'm going to put it in the private chat. I'm going to see if I can't get you in here in just a second, okay? There's your StreamYard in there as well. Now, let me see. And I'm sorry you can't get your mic to work. Let's see. It says device is not connected. Let me see. I'm not kicking you out of the studio. Okay, yeah, it says you need to connect your mic and your cam before I can add you to the stream. So I am going to let you guys figure that part out. I do have a little bit that I need to talk about beforehand, so I'm going to check back on you guys after we introduce the book. We talk about Oniquill, excuse me. And hopefully you guys will be able to come on in. I'm so sorry that there are technical difficulties. Let me see. In the meantime, y'all, go ahead and let me see if I can't. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, friends. We're going to do something real quick. No, we don't want to delete that. Okay, friends, I'm going to do my best to keep things moving. Let me just go on in here and I'm going to keep things moving, and then I will check back with our special guests to see if they were able to add their devices. Because special guests, I need you to connect your mic and your camera before I can add you to the live stream. Please also check the private chat and any of the public comments. I sent you another link just in case that might be helpful. Okay, friends, let's go. All right, so let's make this big. Today we are going to be discussing To Shape a Dragon's Breath by Oniquill Blackgoose. Let's see. We kind of did announcements. We'll come back to those though. Okay, so Oniquill Blackgoose is the best-selling author of To Shape a Dragon's Breath, which has won both the Nebula and Lodestar Awards. She began writing science fiction and fantasy when she was 12 and hasn't stopped writing since. She is an enrolled member of the Seekonk Wampanoag tribe and a lineal descendant of Outspoken Masquapaug. She is an avid costumer, and an active member of the steampunk community. She has blogged, essayed, and discussed extensively. Oh, good. She entered the studio. Okay,
can you hear me?
There you are. Hey. Yes, right. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear me. Okay.
Perfect. Hello, everybody. All right, good. I'm so glad y'all got that figured out. I knew you could do it. That's amazing. All right, I'm going to continue with the author bio, and then we'll jump over to you guys. Okay?
This is the one that was.
All right. Let me put this back. Okay, hang on. I'm going to mute you. There. Okay, I've muted you, and then I'll unmute you because I was getting a little feedback. Okay, so we were talking about Oniquill and who she is. She's an avid costumer and an active member of the steampunk community. She has blogged, essayed, and discussed extensively across many platforms about the depictions of indigenous and indigenous coded characters in sci-fi and fantasy. Now, I also enjoyed this book with the audiobook, and the narrator is Charlie Flight. She is a enrolled member of the sorry, y'all, I can speak English. That's not English, though. That's Sioux. Oglala, Lakota Sioux, and Mohawk. She's phenomenal in this book. She is an actual actress as well. You might have seen her in it starts with an R. It's not Riverdale. It's Rivers Bend. It's a show. I think it was on Peacock. I don't have a TV, y'all, so I can't remember. But I know she did a really, really phenomenal job with this book. She's a great actor, a really good audiobook nominator, and I definitely enjoyed her as well. All right, so some of the themes that pop up in this book, and hopefully that we'll be getting to as far as discussion goes today, are social and political power, colonization, inequality, agency, social revolution, consent, classism, racism, resistance, and the magical minority trope. We may not get to all of those today, but we're going to try our darndest. Okay, so now let's see. I'm going to mute myself and let Kathy and her group introduce themselves quickly, and then we can jump into some of these discussion questions.
Yeah, thanks. This is Kathy. We have the Mystery Book Club here at Rawlings, and it's one other attendee live with me here, and I'm really excited about this, even though we don't have a big crowd tonight. So we'll go ahead and I'll let my Mystery Book Club person talk too.
Hello, I'm Leo. How you doing?
Okay, I'm sorry. I was talking. Y'all can't hear me. So happy to have both of y'all here. I'm super excited to hear what you guys thought of the book.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I really liked it. It took me a while to get the names and the pronunciations, but I'm glad they have that glossary thing in there to help me, to get the names right.
That is, you know what? I wasn't as brave as you. I listened to the audiobook.
Oh,
And I think that part of, because I read a bunch of articles on this, and getting the names right and the glossaries, not just and some of the the skiltercraft and the altar.
yeah.
I think that Monoquill Blackgoose did that on purpose so that we could feel the dissonance that Anequs felt too, because she had to go to a whole new place and learn about their language. Even though she spoke it already, she had to learn about new crafts and new ways of doing and thinking things. And I think she did that on purpose so we would have to work hard and understand what that kind of feels like too.
Yeah. And I had to Google a lot of it because I didn't know what it was, and the names, like the German foods, I guess, that they had. And I Googled it. I want to eat it now. I want to try it all,
Awesome. Let me see. I'm trying to do some stuff with this screen here. Hold on a second, friends. Every time I click on this, it's doing some wonderful things. Let me see if I'm just going to move on. That's okay. All right. Are you guys ready to just jump into some questions? Or you guys want to, Kathy, what did you think about the book?
Oh, I am looking forward to book 2.
Yes.
Yes. I really like the world building. Was just tremendous. I like the steampunk elements to it. I like the whole interlay of it, the world. I'm really looking forward to the second book. I want to know more. Yeah.
Yes, January the 27th, y'all. I already have it on my calendar. I am super excited. So, if it's okay with y'all, I am going to jump in and kind of tell you some of my favorite parts of the book, and then maybe we can ask a few questions or go into a few questions. I'm still trying to hold on a second, friends. I'm still trying to I'm doing everything but what I should be. That's okay. Let me just pop back here. We'll stay on the discussion questions and we'll pop back in. Okay, so one of my favorite things about this book was the absolute layering of storytelling. If you even look at the titles of all the chapters, that's a story. That is a shrinking or a truncation of the whole story that happened. I just think that Monoquill Blackgoose is phenomenal at what she has done in being able to subtly storycraft, make the titles of the book be a story. There are people inside of this book who tell stories. I think there's like 3 or 4 people. Liberty tells a story. Anequs tells a story. And who else? Well, several people tell stories. Not Marta. Actually, Marta does tell a story. And I forget her brother's girlfriend's name. But she tells a story too. And also too, I think that's a lot of some of the other themes in here is not just all the different storytelling, but the stories that we tell ourselves, the stories that characters tell, things that were told on us. If we think about Theode and his family and the stories or lies that were told on them, but he believed them too. So anyway, let me unmute y'all and we can launch into the first question. So I think one of the first questions is, what did you think of Anequs?
5 and 1 8. 5 7.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk first?
Oh, no, go
okay.
ahead.
I liked her a lot. I thought she was a very multidimensional character.
Okay.
So I liked her. Yeah. There were a lot of sides to her, and I liked her process, as she moved through the story.
Tell me your name again. I know you, Kathy, but I forgot your name. I'm sorry.
I'm Leo.
Leo, thank you.
Yeah. And I enjoyed her. It took a lot of courage to do what she did, to be kind of thrust into that world that she didn't know nothing about. She went to that school and everything was a learning experience for her, which I guess it would be for anybody, but you know, some of them other kids were cultured and seems like they knew what they were getting into. She was just kind of thrown into it. So that was pretty interesting, you know, the way she handles everything.
Mhm, mhm. I really, really liked her character because she is exactly who she thinks she is. She kept having to remind those people, I did not come here to become you. I am already who I am. I am proud of who I am. And I came here to learn some stuff. So my dragon doesn't hurt anybody, and we're going back home. We're going back home. And I really like that because a lot of the characters, or some of the more well-meaning characters, like Marta, Frau Cooper, Frau Brinkerhoff, they kind of meant well, but they thought that they were doing Anequs and the other nackies a favor by so-called civilizing them, bringing them up, rising them up. They kept thinking that these people were stupid. I like that one part where Anequs was like, well, how many languages do you speak? And she started rattling stuff off, and I'm like, get him, Anequs, get him. And one of the things, too, and then we can maybe move on to some of the other questions as well, is they kept talking about how rich they were, because there's classism in this book, too. I really enjoyed that layer. But they kept talking about how rich and wealthy they were, and they were. These people come from upper echelon families, but they kept eating boiled cabbage all the time. And when they wasn't eating boiled cabbage and potatoes, then it was sauerkraut. She said pickled cabbage, but what is pickled cabbage? It's either kimchi or sauerkraut. And that didn't have no spices in it. That was sauerkraut. Anyway, also, too, for the viewers at home, Oniquill Blackgoose said that she felt like she's going to make this even more clear in the second book. But this is an alternate history. It takes place in an alternate version of southern New England. So think Rhode Island and Maine in the 1840s. So in this book, the Roman Empire never existed. The British Isles were settled by Scandinavian seafarers and their dragons. And so that's why we get deeper in the book when they're doing their different celebrations. You'll hear them pulling names from the Nordic pantheon. You'll hear names like Odin and Freya, because the Scandinavians are the ones who settled the British Isles. And so we don't have a lot of that Roman Empire stuff like Zeus and Hera and all of them. And so even their Christmas isn't Christmas, it's Yule. And so I really thought that part was fascinating. Let me unmute y'all real quick. Okay, do you guys have anything to say about that?
That's too boring. Okay. I agree. This is like, it's pretty.
Did you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have anything to add about that, or any other extra questions?
What happened? We've had some like.
No, I'm good. Yeah, the
Yeah,
alternate
we're good.
history aspect for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So, what did you think of Anequs and her family? Did you find her family to be too overbearing, or the right kind of bearing?
Can't remember exactly what it was.
I think they were good. The grandma was kind of concerned about it, if I'm remembering right.
Mhm.
But no, I think the whole community, you know, as a whole was behind her, you know, and supporting her. So I thought it was pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah, I did too. What about you, Kathy?
Yes, I did also. I felt that that everyone was like close and connected in like a healthy kind of a way, like a positive kind of a way, and that's kind of how I saw it.
You know, I was very happy with how they portrayed her family. I thought her grandmother was funny in the end when she said, "See, I told you the English couldn't teach you how to be a Namapechuit," which is, for those of y'all who aren't familiar with that term, it is the term of somebody who is a masculine person who is bonded to a dragon. And that's the whole reason why she had to go to school, because they found a dragon egg. And she did not want anything bad to happen to her family or to the people on her island. So she went to the school so they wouldn't basically kill Kasaqua, which is her dragon's name. So anywho, good. I'm glad we're on the same page with her family. We can talk a little bit more about family structure, or let's see. Let's talk about our favorite secondary character. And I'm going to go first. I'm sorry if I'm not being a proper host. Marta would certainly have something to say about this, but she's not here. But my favorite secondary character had to be Sanders. Sanders was the young man who used the, hang on, because I have notes on everybody over here. He basically has what we would call an AAC tablet, or an augmentative alternate communication tablet, because that boy is autistic. And a lot of times in sci-fi fiction, or just fiction books in general, a character will be coded as autistic, and they'll never come out and say it unless the book is specifically about autistic folks. But in this case, he was just autistic. And I love that because it showed that there are all types of people in society. And there are all kind of different ways to contribute. And I really liked how Anequs just went with it. She was like, hey, friend, if it's easier for you to write on your little tablet versus talking to me, we're still communicating, so write on your little tablet. One of my favorite scenes was when they were at the ball, and Saunders' mom had forbidden him to bring his tablet, so Anequs went and found a professor that she knew always had little notebooks with him, and she went and borrowed one and gave it to Saunders so he could still communicate, because she was accepting him as he was, versus his mom, who was very ashamed of him and was trying to make him conform to society's idea of what a young dragon rider should be. So I'm going to unmute y'all, and then you guys can share who y'all's favorite secondary character was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked him too, because the way when they first met and she invited him to go with her to town, he was kind of surprised. He says, well, nobody's ever invited me to go anywhere. And he says, I'm not really good with talking, but I can write everything down. I can write everything down eloquently. You know, I forgot what term to use, but I can write everything down good and get my point across. And then she invited him to go with her to town, and he was surprised, you know. And, you know, it kind of warms my heart, you know, that she invited him and that he took her in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, Kathy?
Oh yes, I'm another fan of Sander also, and the way that Anequs like just immediately accepted him, like no questions, like just real matter of fact, like you're okay, and the way, yeah.
You know what? I'm looking at my notes in my audiobook thing, because for some of y'all, if you're not aware, in almost every audiobook app, there's a way for you to take notes. And I wrote a note about one of Anequs's aunts. Hang on a second. Because she was talking about not the first dragon companion. There's Viking culture as well. But she was talking about their word for trans people in her community. And I think it was called being about the business of a caterpillar.
Yeah.
Transformation. And I'm bringing this up because in modern times, there's a high percentage of people who are trans who are also autistic. And I think that because Anequs has a relative who is trans, that person had a high percentage of a chance of also being autistic. So this wasn't new to her. This was something that was familiar to her, and she just knew we accept people as they are. They're not hurting anybody. They're not causing any problems. So we adapt to them. We figure out how we can meet them where they are so we can communicate or whatever. And I was trying to find it in here, but I took so many notes, y'all, because I absolutely love this book. But I really think that was a large part of her being able to do that. She had such good examples already set for her. Her community was vastly different from the English people. One of my other favorite characters, I think his name was Professor Ulrich, the one who basically had a steampunk wheelchair. He was really nice, a professor of philosophy. I thought he was really cool too. Let's see what time. Okay, good. I'm trying to keep track of time. We're good. It's only 4:55. So let's see.
But this isn't.
Speaking of relationships, what did you guys think about Anequs's relationship with Liberty and Theo?
That's the one I want.
You can go.
I liked her relationship with Liberty, the way she told her, we're kind of friends. Let's be friends. Let's be equals. I'm not above you or below you or anything just because I'm a student. It shouldn't be that way. So I thought it was nice that, she kind of drew her in like that.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Kathy?
Oh, okay. So me, I was probably like, I'm kind of a bigger fan of Anequs and Liberty, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll accept the poly. But yeah, so it just was.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, I really thought that first off, because I did like a lot of background research on Oniquill, Blackgoose. That's her pen name. Her government name is Monique Poirier or something like that. But anyway, she's also on the Wampanoag tribal board. She is their secretary. And the thing that I noticed, because when I looked up and I saw, she's on the tribal, well, who's the rest of the tribal board? And I looked and I was like, them are some Afro-Indigenous people. They look like my relatives. And I think part of the story with Liberty was her explaining how Black folks got on Masquapaug and how they became, quote unquote, absorbed or integrated into that tribe. Because when I'm looking at the people on the current board, I'm like, those is Black Indians. I'm looking at them, I can see them. They could come to a family reunion and one of my family reunions, and nobody would question anything because they look like me. But I thought that was fascinating. I didn't do an extra research into the history of the Wampanoag folk to see if my guess is correct. But I know Black people when I see them, and I'm like, those is Black Indigenous people. Okay, got it. So I really like that aspect. I liked her practicality of things. She was like, hey, I think I might like both of y'all. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, if you like it, girl, I love it. Have a good time. We'll see what happens in book 2. I have a feeling she's going to work it out because she seems to be able to handle most things that come her way. Let's move on to the next question, friends. Let me see. We can do maybe question number, let's go to 5. It says, if you were in Anequs's shoes and either had to attend a dragon academy or face the threat of the English by staying home with your people, which would you choose and why? Okay, I'm going to unmute y'all and you guys can decide who goes first.
I think I would probably go to the academy because that way she has the understanding and she has the background and everything, just for her own growth. I think the academy was a good course for her to take.
What about you, Kathy?
Well, and then she could also be there more for her community where she came from. If she took that risk and went there, she could do what she had to do to keep everything going.
I agree. I would have left too. Those people were not playing. They were not playing. She probably, she grew up with her father telling stories of how his island was massacred. And she knew that the same dragon that she had, that type of dragon, when Kasaqua almost burnt one of her sisters, she knew that bigger dragons and different types of dragons, like Frau Kuiper's Gerhardt, would level their island. Now, remember, they were not allowed to sign any kind of treaties. They didn't have, they weren't allowed to have guns. So there was not really a way for those people. There are 1,000 of them on Masquapaug Island. I'm saying that wrong. But there are 1,000 of them and nobody had a gun or any kind of weapon. So she went so that she could protect her people. Let me see if I'm saying it right. Masquasit Island. That's how you say it. So I would have left too to protect my family and my people. I was just so proud of her being able to maintain who she was while she was amongst foreigners.
Yeah.
That was a huge deal because she's in her people. Yes, 15 is a woman, but she has only been a woman for 2 years. But she was exactly who she thought she was, maintained her identity and her composure, and also was kind to people and learned about other people close up. And I can't wait to see what they do in book 2. I know what they're going to do in book 2. This is my prediction. My prediction is, and then I'll ask you guys, let you guys tell me if you think I'm right. I think Sonder and Liberty are going to end up on that island. So is Theode, because y'all know he done found his people. But I think Sonder, because he's so good at skiltercraft, is going to write the skilters, going to help them make all kind of skilters and help them to become more independent. I think she might even also get caught up with them native folks to the west. Because if you look at the map,
that was kind of
they don't know what the rest of that land looks like. And I'm like, I do. There's Comanches and Apaches over there. Y'all finna learn. Anyway, what did you guys think?
So yes, I think that Sander will be in on it also, and will go to the island. And I also think that there will be more other communities pulled in that maybe were just touched upon or sketched in the first book, will be more developed in the second one.
Yeah, I believe the same thing.
Let me see if I can find a couple of more questions. Oh, I know. Was there anything about the world that you would like to know more about? Do you guys hear me?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that one.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it, I mean, I just got into the world that was there and didn't really think, did I want more about it or what, but I just kind of got into that world. And so I'd have to think about that one. If there's anything I wanted to know, I just kind of ran with whatever with the story. I just love the steampunk stuff and the alternate history, and I kept like how it would appear in my imagination as I read about it, which I can't really I don't know. Yeah, I probably said enough.
Yeah, I kind of agree with her, the same thing, because trying to picture that in your mind, just to get them two places together, what they were talking about. So yeah, I agree with her.
Yeah,
I want to know more dances. I want to know how they figured out this is how you do the skiltercraft, and it looks like this from up high.
Oh, that's good.
I want to go to the ruins because she was talking about the ruins, and I was like, I bet you there is stuff written on those walls because y'all thought you had lost the ability to dance with dragons, but you didn't. It was just hidden in plain sight. So I'm wondering if she goes and visits those ruins, what else she might see, because I'm so glad she's so smart and she figured that out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ooh, speaking of figuring it out, that mean professor that what is his name? Professor.
Oh, as well.
Oh, I didn't write his name down because I didn't like that man. Y'all, the skiltercraft professor, the one that was like, sit up front, don't ask no questions.
Yeah. We all know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, he gonna be real mad. He gonna be real mad when he find out that she knows a lot more about this because it has been ingrained. She's been dancing these dances her whole life. Her whole life. Imagine when she makes contact, because that's got to be what's going to happen in the second book. Imagine when Kasaqua starts flying in Copper, and they fly on over there and start talking to their cousins. Boy, oh, let's talk about what's that little girl's name that she was writing to?
Oh, Ingrid.
I think her name was Ingrid. What do y'all think about their correspondence and what happened to Ingrid?
Ooh, yeah.
I remember that part.
I'll tell you. So, because they were trying to use social power to get the people of Vasquat. I know that's not how you say that city's name. I'm sorry, city. I forgot.
Okay.
But Vastagard, I think that's how you say it. How they were trying to, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do two different things at one time. I'm trying to get my thing to be live and it ain't working. Anywho, because they were trying to get the English on the nackie side, and she appeared in those newspapers and they were taking pictures and that little girl started writing to her. I thought it was so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
When Anequs was kind enough to send Ingrid and her brother enough bus or train fare for two people. Y'all remember when Anequs was first going to the academy and Marta was like, hey girl, meet us here for lunch. And then Anequs's mom was like, did she think money grew on trees? How are we supposed to get you there? She's not thinking about fares. It's the class difference. It's the class difference again. And I liked how when Anequs was meeting Ingrid, she was like, I'm going to put some fear in here. I'm not going to make you ask because I know what it's like not to have money. And so we're not even going to worry about that. I don't like, let me pause for 1 second. For those of y'all who have not finished the book, replay viewers or live stream viewers, if you have not finished the book, now is your time to stop because there's spoilers ahead. There's spoilers.
I'm not quite done with it.
Oh, sorry.
Anywho, so after they have pictures of Anequs's young relatives and Theo's young relatives with Ingrid and her brother, somebody went and started that fight. We know it was the Ravens of Odin. We know it was the Ravens of Odin. They went and killed them kids' daddy. They went and killed them kids' daddy just to prove a point. Just to prove a point. How ridiculous. So you don't like that somebody who you don't think deserves a dragon has a dragon so much to the point that you're willing to orphan some children over it? Friend.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all tell me what you think about that part.
Yeah, the way they talked about doing that like it was nothing,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that, if he can't learn, we're gonna kill him, and if the dragon don't have a dragon master, they're gonna kill the dragon. And yeah, that was kind of hard to take,
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, did not sit well.
Do you have anything to add, Kathy?
Just that did not sit well with me at all. Yeah, that was.
I also didn't like how Frau Brinkenhofer and wait, let me make sure I get this lady's name. Frau Coupier, how they kind of made it seem like it was Anequs's fault.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have anything to do with that. She did not tell the Ravens of Odin to go and massacre people and start bar fights or nothing. She was being kind to a little girl who wanted to be a dragon rider. That's it. And I think over and over in the course of the book, which is why it was so well written and so well done, is that Oniquill was trying to show how innocuous actions and things that you wouldn't think she could get blamed for, she was, because she lived in a biased, racist, colonized society.
Yeah.
And so things that a regular 15-year-old would not be responsible for, all of a sudden she was. And I'm just like, that's ridiculous. She really was a well-behaved kid. She was trying to do her best. Was she opinionated? Sure. Was she a little bit mouthy? Absolutely. But she did it in the most respectful way. She's like, I think y'all done did a disservice to me. You threw me in this situation. You assumed I knew all the stuff that was going on, and I didn't. You assumed that I knew the rules and regulations, and she didn't. She had to do a lot of studying to catch up, and she did. And then she was accused of cheating. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You do all that studying, you learn all this stuff, and then somebody think that because you did so well, you cheated? Oh, anyway. Okay, y'all.
No, yeah, that she excelled at that, and then it was like, oh, then she was accused of cheating. Yeah.
It's incredibly frustrating. Do you guys have? It's 4:40. Do you guys have anything that you want to talk about or uh, touch upon?
I think we covered.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think we did really well.
Awesome sauce. Awesome. So let me see. There were a couple of announcements. Let me think, because I think there might have been a couple of other things I wanted to
Okay.
add on to real quick. If y'all don't mind, I'm still trying to put this dang thing on my live stream, but that's okay. I'll get my numbers. Another thing. The one thing that I liked was the variety of indigenous characters that represented a variety of viewpoints. We have her brother Nisiquat, who wanted to be an angle crafter, or not an angle crafter, who wanted to do engine craft instead of being a whaler like his father. Apanasaquet, who is still dealing with the massacre that happened on his island, and he didn't want any part of the English influence entering his life. Then, of course, we have Theode, whose family was killed as murderers. And he was raised as an orphan and he was abandoned. So it basically shows the variety of ways that systematic racism influences people or affects people, and how they came up with different ways to approach their people situation. I also thought in the beginning, as I was going over my notes again, the people of Masquapaug Island, they're losing their language. Anequs talks about how she mostly speaks in English with her and her friends because there's some people from her father's island that live there too, and none of them speak that language anymore. They all speak English. And she also was talking about how she could make herself understood in Massachusetts, but she did not speak it as well as she did English, and how her grandmother and them didn't speak English at all. So I like that, how she was touching on things that affect many different Native American communities now, but she wasn't being, I was going to say heavy-handed. That's not the word I want to use. She showed us rather than told us what was going on. And I really like that, because I think that's helped emphasize the book better and have that meaning sink in deeply. Like, for instance, she could have told us it's not safe for nackie women to travel by themselves because we disappear. That's a huge issue, missing indigenous women from the tippity top of Canada all the way down to Chile. They just be going missing and people be doing horrible things to them. And she touched upon them needing safety without, because she showed us we have to get a chaperone. For my mom and me, we can't just be out here walking around freely because people snatch us up. And I liked how she showed us that versus telling us that, because now I can relate it back to what's happening in the real world. And also, sometimes when people just tell you stuff, they'll do it so quickly, it's easy to miss. And if you're not a part of the group, sometimes you are not always aware of their concerns because they don't concern you. So I think that's it. Oh, one thing too, and then I'll let you guys have the final word. I want to talk a little bit about Marta. I think that Marta was, I think she was supposed to be an example of a well-meaning ally, a well-meaning white liberal lady, who was doing her best to maintain her social power, even though she wasn't really accepted by the folks who really had control over that. I think that one girl, Dagny, that Marta kept trying to impress, was never going to be friends with Marta because she had a dragon. And in that society, in the upper echelons of the society, women weren't dragon riders. They did watercolor, and they married well and had babies. And so I think that Marta was trying to do her best to live up to society, even though she wanted a dragon and got one. And she was breaking new grounds as far as what a well brought up lady is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And on that note, I'll let you guys have the last word.
Yeah. No, I agree with what you said. Yeah. That's a perfect summary of what I saw.
Yeah, definitely. She was
Awesome. Well, let me see, because I have some more notes. The Mystery Club. You know what, Kathy? Why don't you tell me what the Mystery Club's next book is going to be and when y'all are meeting?
So our next book, some of the people that usually come weren't here today also. So we'll probably talk a little bit about how to shape a dragon's breath also. And then another November book we had was, what's the name of the?
I can't remember.
Oh,
So
I have it written down.
Yeah, so because we only had a couple of copies of it, so we'll probably talk about the Marcy R. Rendon book, and then we're also going to, if we get our copies of it, we'll talk about the other one I have written down there
It was
by Meg Schaffer.
Yes, there it is. Because I'm like, I wrote it down too, but child, I look like a mad scientist and with all my notes and stuff everywhere.
That's kind of like me, yeah.
Well, Kathy and Leo, thank you so much for joining me here.
Yeah, thank you, lovely.
I appreciate you. Next month, we are going to, for my book club, we are going to be reading Hum by Helen Phillips. It's going to be on the 18th of December at 4 o'clock right here. I enjoyed both of y'all so much. I hope that you guys read the second book, which is in the trilogy, it's called To Ride a Rising Storm. And it's going to be released on January the 27th.
That's not very far away.
Yeah, it's not. I'm so excited. Can you imagine if we had to wait to get this book?
Right, if it was going to be 2 years.
I know, it would have been 2
Like,
years.
okay.
That would have not have sufficed for me. For those of y'all who like this book, I have some reader likes up on the screen so you can enjoy more Indigenous girls going on adventures. A Lot's Away by Darcy Little Badger is a wonderful book.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. Then there's The Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roanhorse. Rebecca Roanhorse is Navajo, Dene, and Darcy Little Badger is a Lagniappe Apache. There are a couple other books on the screen. I will let you guys read that. And I think that's it. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Rawlings Mystery Book Club. I'm so glad you thought of me.
Yes,
Thank you.
also, thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see everybody else here in December when we read Hum. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's see what